Most people think a search dog finds you by smelling the air. That's not what's happening. High-speed Schlieren imaging, the same technique used to visualize shockwaves, captured what actually occurs when a dog sniffs. It fires jets of air sideways through its nostrils, pulling scent molecules toward itself before they drift away. It doesn't wait for the smell to arrive. It reaches out and grabs it. That single mechanical advantage, stacked on top of millions of olfactory receptors, problem-solving intelligence, and years of conditioning, produces an animal that routinely finds people in places where thermal drones, sonar equipment, and entire search teams have already given up. These are 8 breeds built for exactly that mission. German Shepherd. When people picture a search and rescue dog, this is usually the first image that comes to mind. The German Shepherd built that reputation by combining strength, intelligence, control, and a level of discipline that makes a real difference when a search has to happen under pressure. This is a dog built to work. What makes the German Shepherd so valuable in search and rescue operations is versatility. It can perform in urban environments, disaster zones, open terrain, and high-demand operational scenarios without losing focus easily. And its physical structure helps with that. Good size, solid build, athletic movement, and the confidence to push through unstable surfaces, rubble, slopes, and obstacles that would slow down other dogs. Then comes a decisive factor: scent. Like every great working dog, the German Shepherd relies heavily on its nose. But the real difference is how that nose combines with search drive, obedience, and physical endurance. It can locate human odor in complex environments and keep working even when fatigue, noise, and confusion have already started to compromise the operation. Labrador Retriever. At first glance, the Labrador might not look like the most operational dog on a rescue team. It doesn't have the imposing presence of the German Shepherd or the raw intensity of the Malinois. But that's exactly where one of this breed's greatest strengths lies. The Labrador combines balance, intelligence, sociability, and a natural drive to work that has made it one of the most useful dogs in the world for search and detection missions. The Labrador's biggest advantage is the combination of stable temperament and willingness to cooperate. It learns well, holds focus, and tends to work consistently without burning out emotionally. That matters in long operations, busy environments, and missions where the dog has to handle crowds, noise, mixed odors, and constant scene changes, without losing performance. The Labrador's nose is also one of the breed's strongest assets. It can locate human scent with high efficiency, especially when that ability comes paired with concentration, endurance, and good handling. This isn't a dog that relies on aggression or physical dominance to stand out. Its performance shows up through consistency, precision, and the ability to keep working in a clean and reliable way. Springer Spaniel. The Springer Spaniel may not be the first breed that comes to mind for rescue work. And that's exactly what makes it worth paying attention to. Despite its smaller frame compared to other working breeds, it compensates with high energy, strong work drive, and a nose that becomes genuinely useful in tasks requiring fast detection and well-handled search work. It's a dog that demonstrates in practice that effectiveness doesn't always depend on size. One of the Springer Spaniel's most important qualities is its work pace. It tends to be active, alert, and highly engaged in the task, which favors missions where the dog needs to maintain constant movement and operational focus. Its size can even become an advantage in certain contexts, allowing greater mobility in tight spaces, narrow passages, and environments where a larger dog would struggle to move. The Springer Spaniel is highly valued in detection work precisely because it can work scent with speed, intensity, and good response to handler direction. When well trained, it can be very efficient at locating specific odors and sustaining the search in a disciplined way, without needing physical dominance to deliver results. Belgian Malinois. The Malinois stands out for its intensity. It's a more explosive dog, faster in response, with an energy level that impresses even against other working breeds. In search and rescue operations, that makes it an extremely valuable tool when the mission demands agility, focus, and immediate reaction. The Malinois excels because it works with high drive. It tends to hold interest in the task longer, handles demanding routines, and responds very well to commands, even in loud, chaotic, and visually overwhelming environments. That combination of physical speed and mental speed matters in searches where every minute counts. In certain scenarios, a strong dog isn't enough. You need a dog that enters the mission at full intensity and stays there until it's done. The Malinois can be highly efficient at detecting human scent, especially when that nose comes paired with strong motivation, concentration, and well-calibrated handling. It goes far beyond the nose alone. It depends on how that nose, that brain, and that work drive operate together throughout the search. When properly trained, it becomes a search dog that's fast, precise, and very difficult to match in high-demand missions. Bloodhound. The Bloodhound draws attention for one very clear specialty: following scent trails. With roughly 100 million olfactory cells, this is one of the dogs most associated with tracking in the world, precisely because it was developed to work odor at an extremely refined level. Instead of relying on speed or physical dominance, it stands out for its ability to stay on a trail and turn scent into a precise locating tool. The Bloodhound's greatest advantage is how it works odor. This breed is especially respected in tracking missions, when the goal isn't just detecting human presence in an area, but following a specific trail left by a specific person. That makes it extremely valuable in searches for missing persons, escapes, and movements across open or wide-ranging terrain, where finding the right direction can matter more than covering ground fast. The Bloodhound also draws attention for persistence. It tends to push through the work, maintaining focus on the trail even when terrain shifts, scent weakens, or the route becomes more complex. Border Collie. The Border Collie almost always comes up in conversations about canine intelligence. But in the context of rescue, what actually matters is the ability to convert that intelligence into performance. That's exactly where this breed stands out. The Border Collie combines mental speed, fast command response, high energy, and strong concentration. Qualities that can make a real difference in certain search missions. Unlike heavier breeds or those built more around physical presence, the Border Collie draws attention through agility. It moves quickly, changes direction with ease, and tends to work at a high state of alertness in scenarios that demand dynamic movement, fast environmental reading, and tight communication with the handler. That can be a significant advantage. It doesn't impress through size. It impresses through the efficiency with which it executes the task. Although most people associate the Border Collie first with intelligence and obedience, it can also be highly effective in search work when its nose is paired with the right motivation and well-directed training. The result is a dog that not only understands the task fast, but maintains intensity and precision throughout the operation. Golden Retriever. The Golden Retriever tends to surprise people who only associate rescue dogs with breeds that look rigid or intimidating, because even though it projects a gentle, friendly image, it also carries several qualities that make a real difference in search operations. Intelligence, emotional balance, ease of training, and a strong drive to cooperate with the handler place this breed among the most reliable for different types of working roles. One of the Golden's greatest advantages is temperament. It's a dog that tends to stay stable even in busy environments, with crowds, sounds, crossed scents, and constant changes in scenario. In a search mission, that matters enormously because energy alone isn't enough. The dog needs to hold concentration, interpret commands, and remain functional even when the environment is chaotic or under pressure. The Golden can work human scent effectively and sustain the search with consistency, especially with solid training and proper handling. Its strength isn't in aggression or physical dominance. It's in steadiness, environmental awareness, and the ability to stay useful across long periods of operation. Newfoundland. The Newfoundland sits somewhat outside the most common image of a search and rescue dog, and that's exactly what makes this breed so interesting on this list. While many others excel in tracking, open area search, or rubble operations, the Newfoundland earned its historical recognition primarily in water rescue. It's a large, powerful dog, naturally adapted to environments where endurance and pulling capacity make a real difference. What makes this breed exceptional is the combination of size, strength, and water familiarity. The Newfoundland was associated for a long time with work in cold coastal regions. In contexts where swimming wasn't just a useful skill, it was the core of the mission. Its physical structure supports that type of work, and its reputation was built precisely on the ability to push through water, sustain prolonged effort, and assist in rescuing people in distress. Scent isn't the primary factor here the way it is, with breeds built for tracking or land-based human odor search. With the Newfoundland, the emphasis falls much more on physical aptitude and historical rescue function. Not every rescue involves rubble or dense forest. In the end, what makes these dogs so valuable is how scent, instinct, physical structure, and training come together as a single rescue tool. Each breed fills a different role, and that's exactly what makes a canine team function in the real world. But they're part of a much larger system, and if you want to understand that full structure, this next video breaks down the 6 types of fire trucks and the real function of each one.